The Little Mermaid. In the deepest sea stood a crystal palace of coral and shells. There lived the Sea King, his mother, and his 6 mermaid daughters. The youngest was the loveliest, quiet and thoughtful. She kept a marble statue and a red tree in her garden. She longed for the world above and the mortal soul she did not have. "Humans die," said her grandmother, "but they have immortal souls. We live 300 years and then become sea foam. A soul can be gained only if a human loves and marries you. His soul must be joined to yours, or you will perish." The youngest waited for her 15th birthday with fierce desire. At last the day came and she rose to the moonlit surface. She saw a ship with lanterns and a young prince on deck. Music played. Fireworks blossomed. The sea shone like day. A sudden storm broke the mast and tore the sails. The prince fell into the water and sank in the dark. The little mermaid shot through the waves and caught him. She held his head above water all night long. At dawn she bore him to the shore beside a white temple. Bells rang. Maidens came. The prince opened his eyes. He saw the temple maiden, not the mermaid in the foam. She slipped back into the sea with a cold ache in her heart. Underwater she asked her grandmother about souls once more. "Only a husband's highest love can give you one," said the old one. "Otherwise you will become foam and vanish." The girl listened to the storms above and made her choice. She would risk everything for legs and a chance at a soul. She swam to the whirlpools where the sea witch dwelt. In the witch's garden polypi clutched like knotted hands. The sea witch smiled with iron teeth and coiled hair. "I know what you want," she said. "It is foolish and brave. I will brew a draught that will split your tail into legs. You will dance more finely than any human maiden. But every step will feel like walking on sharp knives. You will never speak or sing again, for I will take your voice. If the prince marries another, you will die at dawn. Then you will be foam and lost forever. Do you still wish it?" the sea witch asked. "Yes," the little mermaid answered, though her hands shook. The witch brewed the potion with roots, storms, and her own black blood. She cut out the maiden's voice and sealed it in a shell. The mermaid swam to the shore near the prince's palace. She drank the draught. Fire and ice tore through her body. She fainted on the sand as if dead. When the sun rose, she woke with 2 white legs and no voice. The prince found her and wrapped her in a cloak. She walked beside him, each step a stab and a smile. People marveled at her dancing, light as thistledown. The prince called her, "My dear child," and let her sleep by his door. He loved her gentleness, but his heart chased a memory. He spoke of the maiden who had saved him at the temple. He believed heaven had sent that maiden to him. The mute girl pressed his hand and bled into her slippers. She watched the black sea and swallowed her pain. One day the king sent the prince to a neighboring land. A princess lived there, pale and quiet as morning. When she lifted her veil, the prince cried out with joy. "It is the one who saved me," he said, taking her hands. The little mermaid felt the world tilt, yet she bowed and smiled. The wedding was set. Ships were garlanded with lamps. Night wind filled the sails and laughter ran along the decks. The little mermaid danced for the bride and groom until her feet bled. At midnight she leaned over the rail and stared into the dark water. Her sisters rose from the sea with hair cut short and ragged. "We gave our hair to the witch," they whispered, "and bought you a knife. Before dawn you must plunge it into the prince's heart. Let his warm blood fall on your feet. Your tail will return. Come back to us. Do not die for nothing." The little mermaid took the knife and went to the cabin. The prince slept with his bride. His arm lay around her. Moonlight touched the blade. Her hands trembled. She bent and kissed his brow and felt her tears burn. She turned away and ran to the deck. She hurled the knife into the sea. It flashed and sank. "Farewell," she said without a voice, and climbed the rail. She leapt into the cold water and became foam. Dawn spread rose light and lifted the foam like smoke. Voices called to her, thin and bright as glass. Daughters of the air bore her up and wrapped her in wind. You have suffered and shown mercy, they said. For 300 years we do good deeds, and then we win a soul. Come with us to cool the hot and dry the tears. Every kindness shortens our years.
How was today's story? Well then, let's meet again in the next one. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up.